So let's have a little chat, shall we? Let's have a little occult chat. This is your host, The Occult View. You know, it is a whole lot of shit going on. I mean, I can't get a break. Every time I turn on YouTube, I'm reading about something horrible happening, some life changing, altering event happening to some public figure. And it's too much. It's too much. Give me a minute. I'm looking up something. I want to know what this means. Let's see. Give me a second. Okay. So I'm sure that everyone, let me sip on my water, because I love sipping my water. Um, everyone has heard about Wendy Williams. I don't care what nobody say about tap water. Tap water tastes good as shit to me. Tastes better than that bottle crap. But that's just my opinion. But everyone has been talking about Wendy Williams and the revelation that she has aphasia and a form of dementia. And I was looking up aphasia, and what aphasia is a language disorder caused by damage in a specific area of the brain that controls language expression and comprehension. Aphasia leaves a person unable to communicate effectively with others. Many people have aphasia as a result of a stroke. Now let's have a conversation about Wendy Williams. Back in 2017, when Wendy Williams was dressed as the Statue of Liberty, she fell out on TV and everyone saw it. And when I reported on that story, that video got at least 25,000 views. That was under my old account. And what's so interesting is that YouTube allowed Wendy Williams' imaging team and they allowed her administration to attack my channel. I'm not going to say it was her personally, but her imaging team was responsible or partially responsible. I'm going to say largely responsible for having my old account terminated. And the bogus reason that they gave for the violation that YouTube backed up was because I was using her image without her permission. She is a public figure. Everyone is using her image. No one is getting her permission to use her image, by the way. But for some reason, it was an issue when I did it. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was I was talking about post her falling out on TV. And I was talking about how she had some serious health issues that they were trying to hide. That's what I was talking about. And whoever her imaging team was at the time, they didn't like that. So I just wanted to give you all some history on why YouTube has trapped me in this certain algorithm because they know that I speak the truth about what I see. Now, I'm not a celebrity gossiper or anything like that. I'm speaking in terms of the occult and spirituality and how it intertwines. And I was reading Wendy Williams I was reading her and I was reading her health, and I knew that her health was deteriorating. People don't fall out on TV like that are in good health. And then she made the claim that it was because she overheated in the Statue of Liberty outfit. Now, I would think that they would have air conditioning in the studios. I would think that, or in the studio. I would think that. I'm just going back in time a little bit to try to explain. When she fell out on TV that day, I knew that was the beginning of the end for her at that time. So maybe the next that was 2017. So everyone was talking about Wendy Williams after that. So in 2018, YouTube decided to back up her imaging consultants and company, her imaging team, and to terminate my account. Simple as that. Now, 7 years later, Wendy Williams has declined. Her cognitive abilities have declined, obviously. Her health is in decline. Her mental state is in decline. So, was I lying? Because from what I understand, and from what the imaging team accused me of, they accused me of making up lies on her. So YouTube needs to give me back what they stole from me. They need to give me back what they stole from me. Because I wasn't telling any lies. Her health was deteriorating. And I knew then that she would not get back on course. And here we are today. She was diagnosed with dementia today. Let's just stop calling it all these fancy words and let's just say what it is. She was diagnosed with dementia, unfortunately. And there is a lot of suspicion surrounding this. What is it? Where is Wendy? Documentary that's coming out on Lifetime, I believe, Saturday. And whoever the guardian is for her, who is not any of her family members, she has a conservativeship or something like that. And she has a guardian, and it's nobody in her family. That's very interesting. Her niece was on The View today talking about that. How her family has not heard from her. Her 93-year-old father was recently in the hospital, and they could not even reach Wendy to let her know that, according to her niece who was on The View today. They couldn't even reach her for that. So my question is, what's really going on with Wendy Williams? And this will not be a long video. But what is really going on with Wendy Williams? I have a question, and I'm going to say allegedly, because the niece said that Wendy Williams called her from a blocked number, a private number, and she spoke with her for 4 hours. And she said that Wendy spoke as if there was nothing wrong with her. She spoke clear and precise. She did not speak as if she was someone with dementia. And I do know with dementia that is the case sometimes. However, why was she calling from a blocked number? Who is this guardian that recently filed a lawsuit to stop the Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy? Now, right now, there's a woman named Sabrina Morrissey who's claiming to be acting as the I'm sorry, she's the acting guardian for right now. But what's really going on with Wendy Williams? Who is Sabrina Morrissey? And here is my question that I wanted to really ask. Is Wendy Williams really dead? Is that what we're dealing with? Because she left her New York apartment allegedly and she just vanished and no one knows where she is. There have been phantom phone calls from her to her niece, but no one else. Wendy Williams loves her father. She would never leave and neglect her father, who is 93 years old. She would never do that, no matter how I may feel about Wendy Williams personally, or anyone else, or however anyone else may feel about her, because a lot of people may say it's her karma, but I'm not getting into that. I'm looking at the suspicion and the suspicious nature and the clandestine nature of her disappearance. And now, this guardian, or whoever the guardian is, they have filed a lawsuit to stop this documentary. Who was the niece really talking to? Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't think the niece was talking to Wendy Williams for 4 hours. I don't think that was her. Why would she be calling from a blocked number? Why wouldn't she want her family to know where she's at? She has an elderly father who's 93 years old. Reality, he's not going to be around much longer. So, what's really going on? What's really going on? Like Marvin Gaye would say, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So you mean to tell me that Wendy Williams' son is not even in contact with her? Not even her son? And as much as Wendy Williams loved being in, I'm going to say she did love being in the spotlight of certain, she liked a certain amount of publicity. Let's just say that. You mean to tell me she just disappears? And we're playing these games like something like, oh, it's okay. Wendy's just off on her. No, something's not right. When someone, I forgot who it was someone from one of those podcasts or shows. Somebody went looking for Wendy Williams, a friend of hers. Somebody, I forgot who it was. It was a woman that does one of those shows. I don't know if it's somebody from the Breakfast Club, but somebody went looking for Wendy Williams. They went looking for her at her New York or Manhattan, I think Manhattan apartment. And the people in the building told them, "Oh, Wendy, she moved out like, in the middle of the night, she moved out." Well, maybe not in the middle of the night, but she left and didn't tell anybody where she was going. That doesn't strike anybody as strange. These are strange mother freaking days. These are strange days. Is this what that movie Strange Days was preparing us for? Even though the plot line and the synopsis of that movie was something totally different, but I'm just saying on an occult level, just the name Strange Days. We are in some strange days. Who was that? Who was she talking to on that phone? Because I'm going to tell you something that I learned. They can hire people to sound like people, and I'm sure you all know that. They are very capable of hiring a person that can sound like another person. I have a gift. Maybe it's a spiritual gift, but I have a gift to do that. So I know people can do that because there are certain people in my family that I can sound like, even some of my relatives that are no longer alive. So it's not too far fetched for them to keep up this persona that Wendy Williams is alive, allegedly, but she's really not, allegedly. I'm asking questions. I'm not saying that she's dead. I'm asking, is she really dead? And is that why we don't see her anymore? And they want it to appear that she's really still alive. Because truth be told, allegedly, and this is all allegedly, to be clear, truth be told, well, I guess I shouldn't say truth be told, but I'm going to say allegedly. I heard that Aaliyah did not die in that plane crash. I heard that Aaliyah lived for 2 more years and she really died in 2003. That she survived that plane crash and that she was being held somewhere where older white men could get in the bed with her and pull her energy. Now, that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is. And that ain't no disrespect to anybody that's white, but I'm just telling you what I heard. I'm just reporting the occult news. And I kind of believe it's true, in my opinion, because there is no limit to the level of malevolency that this industry won't go to. And let's be honest, let's have an honest conversation, okay? Isn't it interesting? What's his name? Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. It's so interesting how all of these things are coinciding with each other. Let me see. Because they gonna stop playing with us, y'all. They gonna stop playing with us. Hmm. Now, what's his name? What is his name? Shit. Why won't they pull up his name? Like, what's up with that? Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go. Are we going to sit here and pretend like Sherri Shepherd is the next Wendy Williams? First of all, I don't care what anyone says. This is just my opinion. I don't have anything against Sherri Shepherd. I don't. But Sherri Shepherd should not have her own show. Vivica Fox should have her own show. I will even give it to Monique. Monique should have her own show over Sherri Shepherd. Sherri Shepherd is better with an ensemble panel like she was on The View. But to carry her own show, nah. They did that to just rub it in Wendy Williams' face, in my opinion. Sherri Shepherd? No. Recently, an executive producer who was an executive producer of Sherri Shepherd's show, named Matt Uzzle, 50 years old, he was found dead in his Piermont, New York home on February the 13th. He was also an executive producer on the Wendy Williams show as well. And we're supposed to sit here and pretend like these things don't make people think that they're connected in some way, shape, or form. This ain't no conspiracy theory. I'm looking at the patterns. Wendy Williams has disappeared. No one knows where she is. And then this man, Matt Uzzle, they find him dead because he unalived himself in his Piermont, New York home or condo, whatever. And we're not supposed to have questions, right? I'm not saying it's connected, even though I think it is, but we're not supposed to have questions about this. We're not supposed to say what's really going on. Of course not. We're supposed to just make videos and just gossip about it, but not ask questions about it like this. See, this is why YouTube don't want to put me in a certain algorithm because I'm too real and I'm too right about stuff. Not being arrogant, but I'm just telling the truth. I have questions about stuff like this. So Wendy Williams goes missing, and a former executive producer of her show, who is now the executive producer for Sherri Shepherd's show, he unalives himself because they were accusing him of embezzlement and stealing money, I'm assuming, from the Sherri Shepherd show. But what's interesting is that Sherri Shepherd is still supporting him. She doesn't care about she doesn't care about the allegations. So if he really, so that tells me, listen to this. That tells me that those allegations against him could be on cap. And it also tells me that maybe he didn't unalive himself. Maybe somebody unalived him because he knew too much. And now this guardian is filing a lawsuit against A&E, which is the parent company for Lifetime, I believe, to halt and stop the documentary Where is Wendy Williams? There's something in that documentary they don't want us to see. That's why that guardian is trying to stop it. Or there's something that they don't want us to figure out. My question remains, is Wendy Williams even alive? How about this? How come she won't get on camera and talk to her family? If I were her family, I would say, Wendy, let me see you on camera. Get on camera, because her niece didn't say she called her through video chat. She called her on the phone. So if that was really Wendy Williams and she was calling to let her family know that she was okay, why not get on video chat? Every phone has video chat. And why call from a blocked number? There is a rat in this banana pudding. There is a rat in this potato salad somewhere. A dead smelling rat. And my question remains, is Wendy Williams alive? Is she really alive? Or have they taken Wendy Williams out? That's just a question I'm asking. Allegedly, I'm asking. I'm not saying that it's true, but I'm asking this question because the circumstances that we're looking at right now, it looks very suspicious and very, very, very fishy to me. And it's not adding up. She calls her niece, not her son, but she calls her niece and they were on the phone for 4 hours. And the niece did not think to say, well, Aunt Wendy, can I see you on camera? Because you better believe if I don't see, like if it was my mother and I haven't seen my mother, I'll be like, let me see you on camera. Call me on video chat so I can be sure that you're okay. What are they doing to Wendy Williams? What are they trying to do to her for real, for real? Are they trying to transfer her consciousness into someone else? Sherri Shepherd, perhaps? Is that what we're dealing with? Sherri Shepherd could never be Wendy Williams. No disrespect to Sherri Shepherd, but she could never be Wendy Williams. And I know Wendy Williams did a lot of stuff to a lot of people, to myself included, her imaging team anyway. Her imaging team. But I'm looking at this from a non-biased point of view. I'm looking at this as an occultist. And then on top of that, we have lunar eclipses coming up. There are things happening in the heavens. Different frequencies are uprising. So that's why I'm asking these questions. That's why I'm asking. Then we had that ridiculous documentary with Yolanda Salvador. who's trying to paint Selena as an adulterer. We have so many things that are uprooting right now. And now they're trying to shut down this documentary, but yet they allowed Yolanda Salvador to speak. But they want to shut down Where's Wendy, the documentary. Something they don't want us to know. But see, the thing about that is when God, the universe, and spirit want something to be revealed, there is nothing any human being can do to stop it. And the truth about Wendy Williams is going to come out. Wendy Williams did not just disappear on her own accord. And I'm going to tell you, I know that much. Something is not right. Something is not right. It reminds me of the philanthropist and the heiress Doris Duke. I know a lot of people don't know who that is, but they made a movie about her twice. One with Susan Sarandon playing Doris Duke, and then the other one with Lauren Bacall called Too Rich to Live, the Doris Duke story, or something like that. And because Doris Duke was so rich, everyone around her, they just wanted her money. And as a matter of fact, I'm looking at Brandy Glanville. I think that's her name, or Granville. She kind of looks like Doris Duke. Is that really Doris Duke? I'm just asking a question, child. But that's another story. But this all reminds me of the Doris Duke effect. You know, the same thing happened to Barbara Walters. She had dementia, and there were reports getting out that she was being allegedly mistreated by the people that were taking care of her. Those allegedly. And what's interesting is that Barbara Walters has a daughter named Jacqueline. And all of the, I think her name is Jacqueline Goober, if I'm not mistaken. And what's funny is that all of these years, Jacqueline has not said anything. There was no mention of her during the time that Barbara Walters died a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half ago. There's no mention of Jacqueline, maybe a couple of mentions, but it's almost as if she's not even alive anymore. Why wouldn't The View have Barbara Walters' daughter? She's her adoptive daughter, but nevertheless, that's her daughter. Why wouldn't they have her daughter on The View when Barbara Walters died? Did anybody find that suspicious? For those of you who knew she had a daughter. Now, I know her daughter had some substance abuse problems, but I understand she got herself together. So why wouldn't they have her on The View when her mother died, who was the creator of The View? Barbara Walters created The View. Why wouldn't they have her on The View after her mother's death? Just to commiserate and tribute her mother. Why wouldn't they do that? We living in some strange days, child. These are some strange days, and I just wanted to talk about that. From what I sense and from what I feel from this conversation. I mean, not the conversation, but what I sense and feel from this situation in regards to Wendy Williams and everything that is surrounding her. And I can tell you there's some bad juju surrounding Wendy Williams. There's some bad people and some bad juju surrounding her. I don't know what she got herself involved in, but there's some bad juju surrounding her and her family, and it's just not good. So the question is, where is Wendy Williams? And is she even still alive? Anyway, this is the occult view. And that's really all I had to say. Thank you.